Hello and welcome to our 23rd session on Davinci Resolve and our 10th one on the color grading. And in this session, we are going to explore another beautiful feature, which is the magic mask. So to begin with, I have already launched my project. I am going to continue from where I left in my previous session. So in the previous session, we were working on this black magic raw and we did the HDR color grading. And now I will move on to the third clip, Apple ProRes 4444. So I will move to this third clip, and for this third clip, if I will just enable the loop and I will play it and I will preview it, you have the shot of a runner running. So this is the shot that you are seeing. I will stop the playback and I will rewind it, and initially I will apply a very simple color correction here. So for this I will come to the node, and as of now no color grade has been applied. So if I can also come here and choose reset all grades and nodes. I have reset all the nodes. There is no color grade as of now applied to it. I will then right click here and I am going to add a node label, and I am going to call this node as correction. And after giving it the name, the next thing I am now going to do is I am going to do a little amount of correction over here, and I am going to make use of the waveform here, and you can see the intensity or the peak level is very low. The intensity appears to be very low. So for this reason, now I will come to the color wheel section, and in the gain I am going to increase the gain here, and I am going to move it up to around say approximately 1.4. So I have increased the gain level. So I have moved the gain to the top, and if required in gamma, I will slightly move it back and make the gamma, I will make it minus 0.03, and then in lift I am going to reduce it a little. I will make it minus 0.03. So to increase the contrast level, and also I will make the contrast more. I will increase the contrast level to around 1.2, and in the pivot I will move it to the left to brighten it a little, like this, around minus 0.3. So I will keep it at 0.3. So I have set the that is gain I have increased to 1.4, gamma and lift I have reduced it by minus 0.03, contrast I have made it 1.2, and pivot I have shifted back to 0.3. So these are some of the changes that I have applied to this node. And to the next node is here I want to do some color correction, not to the entire frame but only to this running object. I am going to now apply my secondary grade only to the runner, and for this purpose I will come to the screen here. Either I will press Alt S, or I will right click and choose add node, and I am going to add a serial node, and I am going to call this node as runner. So I am going to mask out only the runner here. Now how can I select and mask out only the runner from this image? Now if you use your conventional method, tracking this runner will be very difficult, and this is where the magic mask of Davinci Resolve is going to do its magic. So if you want to enable this magic mask, to come to this magic mask panel, it is in the central panel here, and in this list this is the 6th panel, magic mask, and when I click and select it, by default magic mask is selected in object mode, and you have two modes here. One is the object mode and another is the person mode. And in this case, since the object I am tracking is a person, I am going to choose the person mode. And then in the person mode, again you have two features here, person and features. In the person, if you are selecting only the arm, only the skin or only the face, then we are going to use features. But right now, since I am selecting the entire person, I am going to select the option person. And then in quality, you have faster and better. I will keep it faster only. Better will take a little time and also consume more of your CPU power. So, right now I will choose faster only. I will keep the option as faster only. I have to give resolve the information about the initial position of my person. So, I will rewind it to the beginning, and in the beginning now I will bring the mouse here, and with this qualifier enabled, I will just draw a small stroke, and to increase this area I will temporarily close the clips panel and timeline panel, so that I get a better view. I can roll the mouse forward and I can press the middle mouse, or I can press the mouse and drag it. Pressing middle mouse I can drag, and I am going to draw a small stroke here. Do not draw a very big stroke, then sometimes it may go out. Draw a very small stroke. So, I will just say I have added the stroke, and once I added the stroke, to know the area that has been masked out, I can come here and click on toggle mask overlay, and when I click on toggle mask overlay, you can immediately see that Davinci Resolve has very intelligently selected the entire person and has masked it out. Okay. By default, this has done a commendable job. Now, I will roll mouse a little back to see the full frame. Press middle mouse and pan it a little like this. And now the next thing is, I am going to track her movement. You can see here in magic mask person, I have this stroke added, and then to track it, I will click on the play button, and when I click on the play button, see, automatically the mask was tracked. If I rewind and check it, see how intelligently Davinci Resolve has precisely masked the object. See, you can see how precisely it has masked the object, and in case of when it moves over the forelay, that is when you see some forelay that is foreground object here, you can see how the mask is avoiding the foreground. Okay, so it is avoiding the foreground, and this is somewhat okay. So, this appears by default itself, this has done a see when I come here, it has masked out the foreground. Okay, I will come to the beginning. So, now this person has been tracked. Now, the next thing is, let us now come back to this panel here. We have some very fine controls to fine tune our selection. The very first thing, as I told you earlier, is quality, faster and better. So, I will take a reference frame here. So, in this frame, see, in faster you can see some of the areas outside the body getting selected. This leg is not selected and it is not very accurate. And if I click on better, you can immediately see the result, how these areas have crumbled up, and you can see how this changed. Okay. Better is a processor intensive, that is, it is processor intensive and it is going to take lot of processing power, but the advantage with it is actually you can get a more accurate finish. However, in this case I am not going to use better, I will use faster only. And the next thing is, the next control we have is the smart refine. Smart refine, how it works is, basically refine means you might be thinking that when it does the selection, this selection area might contract or expand depending upon this value. But actually here what it does is, I will just press the middle mouse and pan it. It will intelligently calculate these edges, and whichever area the software is confident, the selection, the refine level, the selection is going to depend upon the confidence level of selection of the Davinci Resolve of software. So when I actually change this refine and if I move it back, the more confident objects will be removed, and as I move it forward and increase it, see, you can see how the edges are changing, and it is you are seeing more sharper edges here as I increase the smart refine. I will keep this smart refine something to around 58. And now one thing is, these edges are very sharp, and so when we are doing color grading, this may appear sometimes like a patch. I want to soften these edges. So to soften these edges, you have one feature here called as blur radius, and in this blur radius I will manually enter a value of 20, and automatically you can see the edges becomes softer. And with these settings done, so I have applied the blur radius now. So with these settings now done, I will just rewind it, and I will choose here fit, or I will press Z, the keyboard shortcut. I will move it to the beginning, and then now I will preview it once and see how the mask, my mask is fine. So I will rewind it back again, and I will disable this toggle mask overlay. And now let us work on applying our color grade only to the runner. So now although I have disabled this mask, I can still see my that is the qualifier, that is the stroke I have painted here. So if I want to also remove this, then the best way is you come and select some other tool, automatically that stroke is removed, but the mask is still applied. You still have the magic mask applied, and now if you make any of the changes will be applied only to the runner. So now in this case I will come to the curve and I click on the lock to lock everything, and now in this case I am going to make this runner a little more brighter. So I will come to gamma and I will increase the brightness of only the runner by around 0.03, and also I will increase the color level here. So I will make her more colorful. I will increase the color boost to around 20, so that now you can see the saturation of the runner is more compared to all the other area. And also I will slightly increase the contrast level to around 1.1, and in the pivot I am going to make her slightly darker. Now you can come to the runner, and if I press the runner node is selected. Now if I disable it and enable it, you can see the difference, and whatever grade we have applied, it is going to be applied only to the runner. And now if I play it, you can see the runner is appearing more brighter. I will rewind it back. Now when I am applying this mask, I can not only apply my effect only to the selected area, but I also can apply a color grade, the grade that will affect all other area except this runner. That is, I am now going to invert this mask. So now I want to invert the selection and apply a different color grade only to the background, excluding this object. So actually, when you are in this runner mode, you can actually invert your magic mask directly in the magic mask window. You have one invert selection window here. So when I click on this invert selection window, now you can see, except the runner, all other area have the color grade applied. Whatever grade we have applied here, it is applied to all other area except the runner. So right now I will switch off this invert. So we have done the color grading for the runner, and for the background to do the color grading, I am now going to add a new node, and I want to add a node which has a mask which is going to select all the area except the runner. And for this, I will come to runner, right click, choose add node, and I am going to choose the option add outside. And when I select add outside, now everything that is outside this selection will be affected. So now with this selected, if I come here and if I set the saturation level to 0, you can see all other area here has turned black and white. And if I play it, you can see she is running, except the runner, the entire background is black and white. I will rewind it back, and I am going to name this node as this is BG, that is background BW. So that is, this is background, we have made it black and white. I name it as BG underscore BW. And also I want to add some sepia tone to this. I doesn't want it to be pure background, that is this, I needed to add some kind of sepia tone. For this, I am going to now add a new node again, and I am going to name this node as sepia. And if I directly add the node, and for this node I will come here, and in gamma I am going to add a slight amount of sepia tone. But now you can see the sepia tone that I added affected not only the background but also the runner. So if I enable, if I press Ctrl D and if I enable and disable, you can see the sepia node is getting applied even to the runner. So to avoid it, I am now going to connect this blue line here, and when I connect, you can see now immediately the runner is masked out. So what we did now, whatever mask we had for this BW, black and white, whatever mask we had applied, the same mask is applied to this sepia node also. And so now whatever sepia color we added in this grading is applied only to that masked area of the background and not to the runner. Okay, so this is what the color grade we have created, and now what I will do is I will disable this qualifier, right click here, and I am going to grab this still, and in my experiment I am going to name this as magic mask underscore person. Okay. Now after this, the next effect I want to show is in magic mask. I want to show you how you can use the magic mask features. So, for this I will enable the clips back, and now I will move to this fourth clip, and this fourth clip, if you see here, a person is walking, and as he is walking he enters the dark area and his face is turning dark, and even when he enters the dark area, I want his face to be actually brighter. I doesn't want his face to turn dark as he moves into the shadow like this. So, now I want to brighten up his face in this area. So, for this what I am now going to do is, I am going to come back here, and for this again I will come to the magic mask window, and this time I will select the person, and instead of the person I am now going to select, instead of person here I am going to choose features. So, in this case now once I have enabled the feature that I want to be masked now is his face. So, now what I can do is, I can click on this arms expose skin, I can click on this option, and you have various options that you can select here, and in this list now I am going to select face. Say for example, I can select only the hair, I can select only the hat. I am right now going to select only the face, and once I click on the face, I will enable the qualifier here, and then come and drag a small stroke over here like this. So, when I add this stroke, now if I enable the mask overlay, you can see the entire face is selected. However, for me, I want not only the face, I also want the neck. When you select face, it is only going to select only the face area until this chin. If you want to select the neck also, then instead of face here, I am going to choose the option torso exposed skin. I use this option, and now I will just select this as torso exposed skin, and then I am going to add one more stroke here like this. And now if I enable the mask, you can see now the entire neck and skin area is selected. Now, once I have done this selection, I will also make this selection slightly blurred. I will increase the blurred radius to around 10. I will make it little blur, and also the other thing is I have to now track this. So, to track this, press on the play button, and when I press on the play button now, you can now see automatically his face is tracked. And now if I rewind and check it, see automatically the software has selected only his face area. And now once I am happy with this selection, I can then now come to the area where his face is turning darker, and I can disable this toggle overlay mask, and now when I apply any of the filter now, it is going to affect only the skin area over here. I will change to, or I will select some other tool here, and as soon as I select it, the strokes are gone now, and I will also disable or off my qualifier now. Now, as I move this, I will come to a spot where his face turns dark. See, the face is turning dark, and at this point I am now going to come here and I am going to increase the gain of his face, and as I increase the gain, you can see only his face area is increased with the gain. So, I will I won't boost it so much, I will just make it around 1.4, and then I am going to then set the gamma level slightly more, and also I will slightly boost the color by around say 4. And now if I press Ctrl D and if I see it, see how the face has brightened up. And now if I just rewind and see it, you can see how you can see this is changing. Okay. Now only thing is, if you are seeing a white background coming here, now come back to your magic mask and instead of faster, choose the better quality, and these edges can be controlled by refining this smart refine, or I will increase this blur from 40 to 70. Okay. And also I can also see that gain, instead of making it 1.4, I will make it 1.2, so that that white outline is reduced, and I will increase the gamma a little bit more. I will make the gamma to move up to 0.7. Okay. I will also increase the contrast a little to 1.1. Okay. So, with these adjustments done, if I now rewind and see it, see now as he is moving into the shadow, his face remains brighter. Okay. So, I will move back to some other tool, and you can just switch off and switch on and see how this effect is affecting the image. Okay. So, with this thing done, I am now going to actually see how it is getting affected. So, this also I am now going to come here, switch off the qualifier, right click and choose grab still, and I am going to call this as face mask. And then I will go to file and I will finally save this. So, in this session you have learnt about how to use magic mask. We used magic mask both for a person and also for a feature, and also you can even track objects. So, this is one of the most interesting feature in Davinci Resolve. Say for example, you want to take the shot of a girl and only his lipstick has to be in red, all other things should be in black. These kind of effects can be achieved using magic mask. So, with this I will conclude this session, and in the next session we are going to explore another type of color grade control called as color warping. So, for that let us meet in the next session. Thank you.